Okay, so I moved here 2017. I was an HR manager back in Halogen Security. Now it's Avis. That's the biggest security company back in Nigeria. I was initially an HRBP for the regions, and cumulatively, I have about 11 years of HR experience. Started my career in food concepts, Chicken Republic, and just had that steady growth. And so, of course, I'm married, 2 kids, and I'm here. I currently work with G4S Aviation. I'm an HR advisor. I function as an HR generalist at the YVR. Of course, the YVR airport. So
that's the Vancouver airport.
Yes,
Who doesn't know that?
Yes, that's the Vancouver airport. And I used to live in Calgary. Worked as an HR operations lead in a recruitment and consulting company in Calgary before I got this opportunity, and I moved down here. And I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah, let's go into the topic now, which is reintegrating into your professional path. So, a lot of people, especially immigrants, they're really struggling with this. It's like, I think the top two struggles that immigrants have is job and accommodation, right? So you have the accommodation settled. Okay, now I want a job, right? And that seems to be the toughest part with the move. I mean, you go through the whole process, with the relocation, and it's not like it's a cheap thing. It's not.
Oh, no.
It's cumbersome. It kind of takes a lot from you, and then you finally get this, and then you move here, and it's like, oh, this is not what I was promised. This is not heaven, right? That's how it feels for a lot of people, and a lot of people struggle through this. Some people are able to share and say, hey, guys, I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm a project manager. I'm an accountant. If there's any opportunity, I'll appreciate the referral. Anything you can, someone review my resume. But some people, are silent and they don't struggle with these things.
Sure.
When it comes to into your professional path as a professional relocating, what are the top things you found that are the struggles that people face?
I mean, there are quite a lot of things people face. Some of it you've mentioned. But I think I want to address it first from a perspective, and that is to say that a whole lot of immigrants sometimes we come in with this mindset that I'm coming to start from the scratch. Now, so you have different school of thoughts. You have some school of thoughts where they come in and they feel that immediately I'm coming in, I should be able to get a job. It's Canada. I should be able to get my job. I should be able to get a job in the field, in the same level I am, and earn a lot of money, and just, and they come with that kind of mindset. Then you have another school of thought who come with a mindset based on whatever they've heard or their assumption that I'm coming to start from the scratch, right? I'm coming to start all over, and so you find that most times people come in and they are disappointed. So the first thing I always like to say is coming in, it's important we have this mindset. And first mindset we should have is that we're not coming to start from the beginning. We're not coming to start from the scratch. Canada needs immigrants. You understand? It's a drive. It's a strategy. And they are very strategic about their approach, about the class of people they are targeting, the quality of education they require. The economy of Canada is vibrant based on, the vibrancy is largely based on, 75% of level vibrancy is based on immigrants. So what I'm trying to say is that Canada needs immigrants, and they are wise about their strategy, right? But there is a way to go about it, right? And based on your question, the two major challenge they face is those assumptions, and then those assumptions and expectations, and when we come in, we realize that it is not that way, and then a lot of us get discouraged. A lot of people sink into, and that's what I'll say, sink into a phase that's supposed to be a transitional phase for them. And some people get stuck in that phase. You understand? So I think the first critical thing is the mindset, is the orientation that you have.
Yeah.
about coming into a new land and how to navigate the waters.
So if someone has, that positive mindset, and then they arrive, what are some key things that they should do in regards to this reintegration process? What are some key things, that should be done to make sure the reintegration is done successfully?
Now, so already they have the mindset. There are few things that is important as you come in. Well, I want to believe that before you come in, that's for immigrants who are even not yet to be here or they're coming in. This is key for you. You need to do a lot of research. Your research must stem around two elements. Number one, the geographical factor, and then number two, your industry factors, industry elements, right? So when I say geographical factors, so for instance, if you're in a certain profession, you're an IT professional, or you are a finance person, right? Every city has a space for you, right? But there are certain cities that has a higher volume, of certain kind of jobs because of the dominance of the kind of corporation that is there, because of the kind of industry that is dominant in there. And either you like it or yes, Canada is shared. Canada is diversified in those subcategorization, right? So you need to understand that, hey, which city has a simple element is what I do and what I did and I still do constantly is, for instance, check unemployment rates, right? And based on city, that can be a guide to you. Now you're here, first things first. After you've settled your accommodation and all of that, first things first, you need to network. Now, networking is on two levels. The first level of networking is you need, and I'll put it this way, you need a circle or you need a support structure that understands your unique needs and understand where you're coming from, right? So you need to be very strategic about the kind of support, that societal support structure you create for yourself, and it is a deliberate thing. So I've seen people who come with the mindset, no, I don't want to associate with this. This is Canada. I want to be this. I want to be. I understand that line of thinking. However, certain people have gone ahead of you. They know the land. They know how things are done. They know how to navigate, right? And so it's important you identify those communities. I call it a community and those group, and identify with them, right? Because they make things a bit easy for you. Yeah, so as a professional, number one, from Canada's resume style is different.
True.
Right? So you want to really understand my resume. How do I modify it? There are a lot of platforms for that. There are a lot of institutions or there are a lot of even organizations the government has put in place to help you with search. You need to identify that and get your resume in place. Speaking about resume, you don't need your resume. You don't need to have one resume. It depends on your kind of work. It's okay to have multiple resumes. Have 2 or 3 resumes. Because it is important to know that flexibility is key in Canada.
Yes.
Not that there is a distrust to the level of experience you bring on board or you're bringing with you. But you must understand that there is one thing for you to have experience and competences. There's another thing for you to be able to align. The culture fit is important. And so those are some of the sharp edges you want to put in place. And it comes sometimes even from how you ensure you align your resume to speak into what they want. Then another thing that I know that is very important is that flexibility in your mind. Now, most of us don't get our professional job immediately will come, right? So it is important for you to know that flexibility is key. And flexibility here means that you don't have to be dogmatic about, I was an HR manager, I was a project manager. Once I come in, I want to be a project manager. I want to come in it doesn't always work that way, right? It doesn't work that way. There's something we call foot in the door, right? There are various ways to get your foot in the door, but getting your foot in the door is as important as getting as your dream job or your desired job, because there are 2 key elements missing, or 2 key elements that needs to be sharpened when it comes to getting your job from an employer's perspective. Number one, most Canadian organizations, they don't readily accept our foreign education. They recognize it, that you have it, but you observe that Canadian education is more valued by many Canadian organizations. So the first thing I'll say to you, you need to identify your field, or identify the industry you are, and what is the prerequisite or what is required education that I need that will help me level up. You understand? Some of us have master's degree, some have just a first degree, but you're a PR, you're a project management person, you're a finance person. Every industry has a body, a registered body, a certification body. You come in, you must identify that and begin the process.
Key.
That is so key. You can't afford to just say, yes, I have a certification in my country, I have that. No, thank God for your country, but yeah, you're in Canada. There is a body that regulates professionals in this field. So while being flexible, you need to do that and get yourself registered. And Canada is also a country that appreciates certifications, and diplomas, programs, certifications. It's valuable, right? So you must be able to invest. You must know that investing in education is as critical as anything. You understand? You must invest. I mean, taking you for an example, see all of your certifications and all of that. That's a lot.
I just like to read. Don't mind me, please.
Yes, you like to read, but you see, what you're essentially doing, is that you're showing the employer that I have experience, but I also have a clear understanding of how things run here. Believe me, Canada is different from every other country. True. Legislation here is different.
Yeah.
How things are done and interpreted is different. Yeah. I have 10 years HR experience, 15 years banking experience. When you come to Canada, you need to unlearn certain things, unlearn how it is done here.
True.
You understand? And that is the trust element. Any program, any course, any diploma or certificate program you do must align. Must align with your profession or your desired direction.
Yeah.
You see, that's the beauty of coming here. You are able, you're allowed to switch and build a new career path.
True.
You understand? So that education piece is so important. And to be flexible enough to pick a role that is, in quotes, beneath you. You understand? That is critical. What I find is that in Canada, there is dignity in labor. At least that's one thing I find, and I promote, and I say every time, there's dignity in labor. You can't afford to feel somebody's watching you or feel downgraded because you're doing this job or because you're doing that, you're getting that.
I was a senior manager.
Yes, I was a senior manager.
I was a VP.
Yes.
Country, so I should become the VP here as well.
No. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And I tell people, somebody was asking me while I was working as a recruiter, that why is it hard for me to get a job in my level? I have the experience, I have the certification and all of that. And one thing I found out, and I told the person, is one single factor, and it's called trust.
Exactly.
Right? And let me put it in context to you. The employer recognizes the impact and the input of you as an immigrant and the value you're able to bring. But the employer needs to also be sure that when you come in, you will be a good fit. You would align to the existing culture. You will not cause a huge disruption. In Canada, anything can cause an issue for you in the workplace. Even asking the wrong questions, can lead to litigation against the company. I learned that strongly here as an HR professional. Yeah. Right? So the employer must be able to be confident enough to know that you've had some interaction, you've had some engagement with the system and the culture, and that would put some level of comfort or some level of assurance that this person will be able to navigate when we put those responsibilities in. So trust is the key. They know that you're intelligent and they know you have something to offer. But can they trust that you'll be able to do it in the way that is expected to be done and with innovatively? You understand? And volunteering helps with that strongly. Getting your certifications or getting education you're required in your field helps with that. You understand? And picking up lower jobs, not necessarily a level, also help with that. Because immediately you get in, you've created a platform to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And that is very critical.